at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to News 2 at 10. A breaking day for Tennessee, and not in a good way. Almost 2,500 new cases of COVID-19 reported today in Tennessee. That's the single highest number since the pandemic began. Now there is just under 56,000 total cases in Tennessee. Almost 20 more Tennesseans have died since yesterday, bringing that total to 685. Tennessee has seen weekly, daily, and record-setting numbers from new cases of COVID-19, and yet State Health Commissioner Dr. Lisa Piercy says the rise in cases is expected.
Our testing number, the denominator, is also the highest we've ever had. So a really reliable or a more reliable indicator of where our curve is moving is what we call the positivity rate. Some people also call that the attack rate, which is how many positive tests we've had in the context of all of them. Today's positivity rate was, I believe, 8.3% or so, which is pretty much in line with what we've been seeing.
Dr. Piercy says hospitalizations are also on the rise, mostly in Memphis and Nashville. They're not seeing many patients, though, who are critical. Governor Bill Lee again stressed the importance of mask wearing and social distancing, saying this is a disease Tennesseans need to take seriously. Tonight, we are learning the plans for Catholic schools in Nashville. All students in the Diocese of Nashville will resume face-to-face learning in August. Now, teachers have plans for remote learning if schools are forced to close. Students with medical conditions are asked to consult with school administrators to discuss remote learning. Tomorrow, we are expected to learn the plan for Metro Nashville Public Schools. We will bring you that information as soon as we get it. News 2 wants to know at this point, do you believe schools can safely reopen for classroom instruction? You can weigh in right now on our homepage at WKRN.com. We'll have much more on the steps school districts are taking. Our COVID-19 Keeping Schools Safe special reports airs this Saturday at 6 o'clock right here on News 2. There are new developments every day as we continue to learn more about the virus. Stay with News 2 on air and online at WKRN.com for the most up-to-the-minute information.
This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
And that breaking news of good news tonight, a happy ending for the search of a missing 2-year-old in Long. Some ran out of gas. Long wait times coupled with testing backlogs, it's frustrating. And tonight, the Tennessee Health Department says it's unacceptable. But first, everything you need to know about the next 43,000 unemployment claims were filed in Tennessee since mid-March. It's the reason Congress will consider another stimulus plan later this month. And tonight, a look at how much money is coming and when it might reach your household. The coronavirus infected our health and our economy. The breakouts and fallout from both continue months into the pandemic. When Congress goes back into session at the end of July, both Democrats and Republicans expect a debate over another stimulus package.
Stimulus payments is part of the CARES package that Congress passed on a widely bipartisan basis back in March is a big reason that the economy didn't fall off a cliff.
The last time, if you made $75,000 a year or less, you received a $1,200 payment. Even those making up to $99,000 a year got something. We asked Memphis Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen how much to expect this time.
The second one is something that I think will occur. I'm not sure at what amount, probably $1,600. There's also the question about the additional $600 a month for unemployment compensation, which also expires at the end of July.
The extra $600 going to those left jobless by the pandemic ends later this month. Kustoff says that part of the stimulus plan needs overhauling, since some make more money unemployed than if they return to work.
I talked to a business owner just yesterday. He says he's got plenty of work and plenty of business, but he can't do it all because he can't get enough employees to come back to work because they're on unemployment.
Kustoff and others are considering adding a back-to-work incentive.
One thing that I've worked on with some other congressmen is to propose a return-to-work package or payment where employees could get up to $1,200 for returning to work, go back to work.
As for the Paycheck Protection Program and forgivable loans for small businesses, Cohen wants to dispense more funds, but with stricter guidelines.
The money, in my opinion, wasn't spent the way it should have been for the small business person. So I've got concerns about how we do that.
Congress passes another stimulus package, you should expect payments to arrive sometime between August and September. Long lines to get tested for COVID-19 is a problem here in Tennessee and nationwide. For some here, it takes even longer to get test results, up to 12 days. The state health department calls that unacceptable.
It's going to take some time to catch up with that demand because right now every single lab in the state and quite frankly in the nation is getting close to being maxed out on their capacity. Please hear me clearly. Don't avoid a test just because you are a lower priority from one of these labs. It is still critically important that we have everybody who needs or wants a test to get one, but just know that that may be a cause for additional delay.
Dr. Piercy says that labs are prioritizing tests for patients with strong symptoms of COVID-19. The delays in labs are not preventing anyone from getting a test, but lines are long. This was at the Baptist Hospital in Memphis. Some waited so long, they ran out of gas.
One of my friends, I think she waited about maybe 2 hours, maybe 2 days ago. That's kind of ridiculous. But, you know, for us to stop the pandemic, we all need to know our status and whatnot.
Now, a doctor at Baptist Hospital says supply cannot keep up with the demand of people wanting to get tested.
There's a much greater demand for testing right now, and I think that largely explains it. In general, I think we've offered a lot of testing. We're doing, I think, 500 a day here. Baptist DeSoto is doing 500 a day as well.
And the doctor says it's not that they don't have enough workers or tests. They actually have extended their hours until 9 p.m. Well, some Middle Tennessee counties are now requiring citizens to wear masks. Tonight, we rode with the local police department to see how they are enforcing their county's mandate. News 2 CB Cotton shows us how Hendersonville police hope not only to enforce, but to educate.
My name is Seneca Smith. I have been with the Hendersonville Police Department for 15, almost 16 years.
And it's this year that officers like Sergeant Smith are assisting the community in a way they've never done before.
This is very new. Definitely nothing I was ever trained on.
But he and his fellow Hendersonville police officers are now ready to help enforce the Sumner County mask mandate. Smith says enforcement is a lot more about education.
I'm not out here trying to talk down to someone or to lecture them. Maybe someone hasn't seen or hasn't been educated on the mask mandate in Sumner County, and maybe they don't have a mask.
The time is 16:33.
Each sergeant with the Hendersonville Police Department is carrying masks in their patrol car to give to the public or a fellow officer.
We've had citizens drop off box of masks that we're able to utilize.
Ones that officers were able to use here as they responded to the scene of a stolen car from Nashville.
Yeah, it's a Dodge Charger.
Officers then call for a masked colleague to arrive on scene.
We just need somebody with a mask on.
And that officer makes his way to assist.
The old Dodge Charger just pulled into David Deaton.
The way the public has helped equip officers with PPE.
Out of 13 out of 57.
Smith says he's confident they'll also help by wearing a mask, making the mandate easier on everyone.
They may not agree with wearing a mask. They may not feel like they need to wear a mask, and we may disagree with it as well, but it is the law, and explain it to them in the nicest way possible. Our community is very caring, so I'm positive that everybody will wear a mask that needs to.
In Hendersonville, I'm CB Cotton, News 2.
Tracking weather.